Alright, the character reveal for Raven was released a couple of days ago, but today we finally got the gameplay reveal so we can look at what the character's passives are going to be, what the special abilities are going to be, what everything looks like, and what she actually does when you put her in battle. With that being said, let's watch the video. I'm going to stop every single time there's a passive or a special ability so we can go over it. And of course, she's a legendary character. Everybody knew that. That's not a surprise. Alright, so the first part is called Dark Energy. I'm assuming this is a passive. It says, using dark magic, Raven enhances her team's power boost. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, that's going to work great with Black Adam when he uses a special one. Okay, I think that was a special ability. It says Darkness Falls. Successful specials remove active buffs from the opponent and inflict darkness, increasing all incoming damage. That's actually kind of cool because a lot of characters give themselves buffs, so this is going to be one really great counter for that. The second part says Twilight's End. Chance to power steal on her basic attacks. I think that's going to be really, really cool. I don't know how much she's going to power steal, but one of my favorite characters in the game for fun is Nightwing. Whenever he blocks, he generates power. So this kind of reminds me of him, except that you're going to be doing basics to generate power. So I kind of like that idea. And that's going to work in every single game mode too, which I know people want more of raids. Alright, this one is called Demonic Rage. I like that name. That name is very cool. It absorbs darkness from... Wait, what? It says absorbs darkness back from the opponent, dealing damage to them, and healing herself for each consumed stack. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm right when I say this, but I'm pretty sure the way it works is whenever you do a successful special, the opponent gets darkness. That's what we went over in the first part of her passive. And what happens is whenever she gets attacked from the opponent with darkness, I think she heals up a little bit and she reflects a little bit of damage back to the opponent that has darkness. So it's kind of like a little bit like a reflective shield, but it also kind of heals you up a little bit. Again, I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate, but that's kind of what it sounds like. Okay, this one is called Dark Half. Automatically performs a crit hit against opponents afflicted by darkness. That is very good. That is very, very good. I like that. That is... I think everybody can agree, even if you have 75% crit chance, even if the opponent has no crit resistance at all, your attacks, especially special abilities, are only going to crit like half the time. They're only going to crit half the time. So this is very good. It's a very safe way to ensure that you're going to get critical attack hits. I like this. This is good. This is very good. Okay, I believe that was a special 3. This one is called Phantom Cloak. Applies illusion, which allows Raven to ignore her opponent's next special. That's not that bad either. I kind of like that. Unfortunately, though, that's not really going to do anything for raids, because if you have good artifacts, or even decent artifacts, if you know how to dodge, if you kind of know how to play the game, you don't really have to worry about, you know, missing one special ability. But it's still kind of cool. Okay, we all know this is a super move, but I'm going to read it anyways. It's called Deadly Sin. Upon activating super move, Demon's Might is applied for the rest of the match, increasing her attack for each darkness on the active opponent. Okay, I'm not entirely sure if I'm right, but I think this is the only super move that has like a passive. I know every single super move gives you a buff for the rest of the game, but this one looks like it gives you a buff, and it also gives you an extra buff for opponents that have darkness. I'm not entirely sure though. Okay. Okay. Alright, so that super move, in case you don't know, is exactly the same from Injustice 1 Gods Among Us. But again, I'm not going to complain about her look. I don't mind that they copy and paste characters from Injustice 1 as long as they make the character good. This character, my biggest problem with this character, and I'm not going to be able to know about this for a long time until we perfectly build Raven, is that we don't know if there's going to be multipliers in her special 1 or special 2 or her special 3 that make her a really good damage dealer. If there are, well, then that's going to be really great because you're automatically able to crit if the opponent has darkness. So there might be a way to do a strategy where you could do a lot of damage with Raven. However, one thing I will say is there isn't really a lot of passives or a lot of buffs going on for this character that are going to make her good in raids. You really have to rely on the multipliers, the damage multipliers, if this character is going to be good. If you don't know what I mean, take this for example. If you look at Silver Batman, that character technically doesn't really do that much. He doesn't have any sort of effect like King of Atlantis Aquaman, where he can steal 30% of the opponent's health or whatever with a special 3. However, Silver Batman does have a multiplier on his special 3, which makes him a little bit better to do damage compared to some characters. So hopefully Raven does have a multiplier in there for her special 3 or something, so that way we can use her as a damage dealer and we can also have fun with her in arena all at the same time. I know most of the time I'm talking about how strategy and tactics are very important for raids, but in some cases, you just want to have a really, really good multiplier. Hopefully that's the case for Raven. With that being said, I don't really have anything else to say. Of course, she's going to be a legendary character. Everybody knew that. So she's going to be a difficult character to get in the first place. However, I'm going to say this really quickly before I leave. It appears to me that, well, it's kind of obvious. Everybody doesn't want legendary characters. And believe me, I don't want any more legendary characters either. I would prefer if NetherRealm started adding a bunch of brand new characters that were gold instead of one legendary every year, you know? However, here's what I will say. Every single time that I focus on getting a legendary, which isn't really something that I do often, I get the legendary because I just save a bunch of gems. Normally, I try to save like 10,000. And getting 10,000 gems nowadays is really not that hard. You really just have to wait for the proper pack to come by. And normally, I just buy whatever pack comes by first for whatever character I'm trying to get, right? So, with that being said, I don't want to hate on people, but sometimes you got to realize that maybe some of you who can't get legendaries are just not good enough at the game, you know? So I'm not really going to knock NetherRealm too much for bringing Raven as a legendary character, because when I want a legendary, I grind my butt off to get the character. I know it's not going to be given to me. I know, you know, just because Arena's hard or whatever, that somehow I'm owed a Raven. Like, that's not how that works. You have to be good at the game to get the gems, to get the character. And normally, I manage to do that in a reasonable amount of time. Maybe that's not the case for some people, but for me, it definitely has been the case. So again, I'm just not that mad that there is another legendary character. It doesn't bother me that much. When I tried to get Martian Manhunter, I got Martian Manhunter. When I tried to get Gorilla Grodd, I got Gorilla Grodd. When I tried to get Brainiac, I got Brainiac. When I tried to get Black Manta, I got Black Manta. So it's all about, you know, trying to grind out for the gems, which is probably what I should do right now. But with that being said, the only thing that does worry me, though, is the gears. The gears is one thing I'm not excited for, because you're probably going to have to buy them. You're probably going to have to buy them or spend just loads and loads of gems trying to get the entire gear set off of a chest, which is something I'm not going to do. I'm going to pay the $10 for level 10 gear and just not worry about it anymore. Okay? That's just my, you know, 2 cents on it. With that being said, I hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe and stay clean, and I'll see you guys later. Let me know down in the comments if you're excited about the brand new Raven.